The unexpected journey. Marcus Sterling adjusted his baseball cap and pulled it lower over his eyes as he stepped out of the unmarked sedan. The Forbes billionaire, known for his steel empire and ruthless business tactics, had never imagined he'd find himself standing before the weathered gates of Sunshine Children's home on a rainy Tuesday evening. What am I even doing here? He thought, clutching the anonymous letter that had arrived at his private office 3 days ago. The letter that started everything. The letter had been simple, handwritten in careful script. Mr. Sterling, there's something here you need to see. Come alone. Asked for Sarah. A friend his security team had advised against it. His lawyers called it a potential trap. But something about those words gnawed at him, especially after the recent death of his estranged father Aman, who had built the Sterling fortune but died without ever knowing his only son. Marcus had everything money could buy, yet felt emptier than ever. Behind the gates, the orphanage director, Mrs. Chun, seemed genuinely surprised when he introduced himself as Mark and asked to volunteer for the evening. She was short-staffed, she explained, and any help with dinner service would be appreciated. As he walked through the dimly lit corridors, Marcus noticed the peeling paint, the outdated furniture, and the children's artwork covering every available wall space. The place radiated warmth despite its obvious financial struggles. Then he heard a soft humming coming from the corner of the dining hall. The boy who couldn't see Tommy Chun sat alone at a small table, his fingers tracing patterns on a worn piece of paper. The 8-year-old boy was blind, Mrs. Chun had mentioned quietly, abandoned as a baby with a note saying his parents couldn't afford his medical care. But Tommy was humming a melody that stopped Marcus in his tracks. It was, Elisa, the same piece his mother used to play on their old piano before she died when he was 12. Before his father became consumed with work, before everything fell apart. That's a beautiful song, Marcus said, sitting down beside the boy. Tommy's face lit up. My mom used to play it. At least, I think she did. Sometimes I dream about piano music. The revelation over the next hour, Marcus found himself completely captivated by Tommy's story. The boy spoke about his dreams of learning piano, his hope that someone would adopt him, and his unwavering belief that good things happen to people who wait. What do you want to be when you grow up? Marcus asked. I want to make music that helps sad people feel happy again, Tommy replied without hesitation. Mrs. Chun says music is like medicine for the heart. Marcus felt something crack inside his chest. The secret unfolds later that evening. Mrs. Chun pulled Marcus aside. I know who you are, Mr. Sterling, she said quietly. That letter you received. I wrote it. Marcus's blood ran cold. Why? Because Tommy is your half-brother. The words hit him like a physical blow. Mrs. Chun continued. Your father, he had a brief relationship after your mother passed. Tommy's mother was a pianist, Maria Santos. She died in a car accident when Tommy was 2. Your father never knew about him. She handed him a manila envelope. These are the documents. DNA tests. Everything. Your father left instructions in his will if anything ever happened to him. We were to contact you. The chorus. Marcus stared at the papers with shaking hands. Birth certificates, medical records, and a letter in his father's handwriting. Marcus, if you're reading this, then you've found your brother. I failed you both. I was too proud, too afraid to tell you. Tommy has your mother's gift for music and your stubborn hope. He's been waiting for family his whole life. Don't make my mistakes. Dad through the window. Marcus could see Tommy in the courtyard, sitting by himself, still humming. The decision that changed everything. The next morning, Marcus Sterling, Billionaire's CEO, and now Big Brother walked into the orphanage with a team of lawyers, adoption papers, and something he hadn't felt in decades. Purpose. But more importantly, he carried with him a brand new keyboard. Tommy, he said, kneeling beside the boy. How would you like to learn that song for real? When Tommy's face broke into the biggest smile Marcus had ever seen, he knew his life had just begun. 6 months later, the Sterling Foundation for Musical Education had opened in 12 cities. Tommy Sterling, now legally adopted, was learning piano from the world's best teachers. But every evening, He still preferred playing Ifar Elise with his big brother Marcus, who had started taking lessons himself. You know what the best part is? Tommy asked one evening as they sat at their grand piano. "What's that, little brother?" "Now when I play, I'm not just remembering Mom's music. I'm making new music with my family." Marcus Sterling had spent 42 years building an empire, but it took an 80-year-old boy with unseeing eyes to teach him how to truly see what mattered. Sometimes the greatest treasures are hidden in the most unexpected places, and sometimes they're waiting for us to come home. End. Author's note: this story reminds us that wealth means nothing without connection, and that family isn't always found. Sometimes it's been waiting for us all along.